Hello and welcome. So here we have a typical 110 for off-road pit setup. Again, slightly smaller than what we'd normally have, missing a few minor things, but just an idea of what we've got 3D printed wise on the table here, what we can supply to you. Got the Xray XB2'20 model here. Only a couple of bits on here which are 3D printed. We have replaced the waterfall motor mount with a 3D print design one to take a fan. Now, there are commercially available options. Quite often it's put down there, but I wanted to get it right above the motor. It gives very good cooling performance. In actual fact, the motors don't tend to get too hot in the two-wheel drives, not in the conditions we're racing them in, but it's a nice little product. It fits in there really nice and snugly. The other thing we have is a transponder holder. Now, in certain clubs, we've found when the transponders are mounted directly on the metal, effectively it's a metal chassis or alloy chassis, it affects the signal for the transponder. So by just lifting it up by 10 mil, probably not even 10 mil, it's about 8 mil I believe, it just improves the signal. And what we've taken the option over there as well is to include just a capacitor. These are underneath there are the capacitors for the hobbywing speed controller. Just makes it look a bit neater. We are going to look to potentially extend this to around here to make that a little bit neater as well. As you can see, I haven't got the servos plugged in at the moment because we've been looking at some of the programming on those. So that's the car. We do stands for the cars. This one here is actually for the GT12, the one I had for the off-road cars. I've just sold the last one of those, so tomorrow they'll be being made shortly. But they're very similar to this. In fact, they're the same design, but they just have some feet that stick into there and there, or fit into there and there. And then it just raises it off the required distance, so you've got the right ride height to have your car on your pit table. As we look around the pit table, tool storage, that's one of the things which we've developed quite a few options for those. There's a couple of other pictures which you'll see on the video here, but this one is one that we've done just for the off-road. It's got an assortment of different size holes for tools. As you can see, they vary in size and what you need. A couple of compartments here for screws and the likes. Again, we've got a little bit of naming in there. That can be customised to however you want. Pink, not everyone's colour, but because of that, we've got quite a spare stock of that, so that's why this one's been printed. This is just the one that I use. Charger stands and accessories. This is the iCharger 406, which is what I tend to use outside. It's sitting here on one of these power supply stands, which sits nicely over the servo type power supplies, which is very popular by people. We can make these in an assortment of colours. We can customise text, names, race numbers on there if you want. And they're a simple design, 5 pieces. They come to part, so it's very easy then to store in your pit box if you wish. Like that, 5 pieces. You can glue them back together, or you can glue them together if you're worried about them coming apart if they're slightly loose, but generally they're a really good fit. What we also have on the very popular servo type power supplies is these end caps. Now, quite often when you get these power supplies, they come with like a 4mm gold type bullet connector, which offers very little protection. So we've designed these covers that go over them, which denote positive and negative, and also they've still retained some airflow through there, so it makes it look neater, and it's a safety feature. We've sold a lot of these. We've sold hundreds of these all over the world. In fact, we've sold quite a few to America. What you'll also see on the table is a sunshade for the iCharger. Now it just simply fits over the screen there, and if anyone's raced outside in direct sunlight, these displays can be sometimes slightly difficult to see. So by using that sunshade and rotating it like that, you can then still see if you've got direct sun. If there's direct sun, there's no glare on the screen, which makes it a lot easier to see. We've also got one there off the machine, which is actually for the slightly bigger 4010, and obviously this one's for the 406, which is a slightly smaller charger. Transmitter stand, always handy to keep your quite expensive as they are transmitters safe, secure, easy to hand, and also not taking up too much space on your pit table. So we've developed this quite simple stand. At the moment it's for the KO set. We can make to suit other models. Again, it's a simple flat pack design, similar to the charger one. I've only got 2 braces on this particular one, but you can put a 3rd one on, and it's as simple as that. So it doesn't take up any space in your pit box, and you can assemble it when you get to the track. Available in various different colours, and again we can personalise if needed. These items, we've got a Facebook page, and there's some on eBay marketplaces which we'll put links to, or if you drop a message below we can get back to you. So we've got a couple of other storage solutions here. Perhaps the most significant is the sliding box storage setup boxes. Now for a lot of the off-road cars and touring cars, they have multiple setup items to go with them, insert pills and things like that. And what we've done here is we have just made some recesses for these to sit into so you can see what you've got. We will be developing that further to include all the other little setup bits that the likes of the Xray, Associated, Lossy, Schumacher take as and when it's needed. But it's a good start, and it just keeps them all tidy. You can keep them in the correct rows so you know where they are. You're not constantly looking for your -1, your -0.5. It makes it a lot quicker and simpler at the track to get to what you need. You'll also see here we've just done a pinion holder, custom pinion holder. In all honesty, the amount that costs us to make, it's cheaper to go and buy an off-the-shelf one, but it's an option if people do need a custom one. I wanted to put pretty much all the pinions I ever use on one holder, which is what I've done. They're custom spaced out, so it all fits on really nicely. Then we come on to oil storage. Many ways of storing these. Some people store them in a proper separate bag. I wanted to keep them just in one of these holders. It keeps them nice and secure. It does put them on a slight angle, which means they fit in my pit box better. They are secure if you want to leave them at the side of your pit table, if you want to have them at the side of your workbench. It just makes it a lot simpler, and also you can see what you've got. So there's a little introduction there of the items that we've done. Anything you see here, we can make it in any colour that you want. We can customise it, or if there's items that you've seen about, or if you've got a solution that you need, then we can design something to what you need. So drop a message if you like, subscribe and share. We can try and build this channel, and we can show more of the stuff that we can do. Thanks very much.